Stream of consciousness is properly a term for psychology, and therefore initially it had only a psychological meaning. The term was coined by William James and was applied to designate the stream, flow of individuals' inner mental processes. In literary studies, this term, according to Robert Humphrey, becomes doubly metaphorical. Consciousness, on the one hand, indicates the entire area of psychic structure, and on the other hand, subconscious, pre-speech level of psychic activity. According to Robert Humphrey, it is not what William James meant when he coined the term. James was formulating psychological theory, and he had discovered that memories, thoughts, and feelings exist outside the primary consciousness, and further that they appear to one not as a chain, but as a stream, a flow. Whoever then first applied the phrase to the novel did so correctly only if he was thinking of a method of representing inner awareness. The word stream need not concern us immediately, for representation of the flow of consciousness is provided one is convinced that consciousness flows, entirely a matter of technique. The approach is to take us to consider the word consciousness and to attempt to formulate what to the various writers it means. It is the ultimate significance of what consciousness contains. It should be remembered that first we're attempting to clarify a literary term, and second we're trying to determine how fictional art is enriched by the depiction of inner state. The attempt to create human consciousness in fiction is a modern attempt to analyze human nature. Humphrey says that consciousness is where we're aware of human experience, and the novelist leaves nothing out: sensations and memories, feelings and conceptions, fancies and imaginations, intuitions, visions and insights. Stream of consciousness literature is concerned with mental and spiritual experience of a character, both the whatness and howness of it. The whatness includes the categories of mental experiences, sensations, memories, imaginations, conceptions, and intuitions. The howness includes the symbolizations, the feelings, and the processes of association. It is often impossible to separate what from the how. Is, for example, memory a part of mental content, or is it a mental process? Such distinctions, of course, are not the concern of novelists as novelists. Their object, if they are writing stream of consciousness, is to enlarge fictional art by depicting the inner states of the characters. The problem of character depiction is central to stream of consciousness fiction. The great advantage, and consequently the best justification of this type of novel, rests on its potentialities for presenting character more accurately and more realistically. There is a difference between the earlier novelists and stream of consciousness writers. The earlier novelists depict external men, motive and action, and stream of consciousness writers internal men, psychic existence and functioning. Stream of consciousness fiction embraces whole area of psychic processes, conscious and unconscious, the latter being chaotic, irrational, and illogical. As for the term stream, in modernist fiction, it means not only incessant flow, but also implies checks and interferences, which enable the flow to pass freely from one level of psyche to another. The chief technique in controlling the movement of stream has been an application of the principles of psychological free association. Free associations in psychology represent the method which enables the psychiatrist to decipher the patient's speech, even the latter being of absurd kind. Lying on a couch, a position imposing a certain state of relaxation, The patient speaks freely of anything that may cross his or her mind, without searching for some specific subject or topic. The flow or stream of his or her thoughts is free and followed with no voluntary intervention. The important thing is that the critical mind does not intervene to censor spontaneous thoughts. Later analysis of thoughts produced by means of the above-mentioned method reveals certain repetitive topics indicative of psychic complexes of emotional charge. These complexes are unconscious. They are autonomously activated verbal associations and influence conscious psychic life in a frequently dramatic manner. The task of psychoanalysis is to bring such complexes to the surface of conscious mind and integrate them into the patient's life. Lying on a couch in dim light and in peaceful room, the patient produces, for example, the following free associations. I'm thinking of the fluffy clouds I seem to see with my very eyes. They are white and pearly. The sky is full of clouds. Clouds keep changing their shapes. They are fluid because they are condensed water particles. I'm thinking I may have an obsession about this water. The doctor has told me I am dehydrated. There is not enough water in my body. He suggested I should drink 2 or 3 liters of water every day, mineral water or tea, and so on.